Hello. Hello. Good morning. Late night stream, let's go. Yeah. Good day, good evening, good morning. Hello, hello, hello. How we doing? Yo, YouTube live as hell. Holy. Damn. Hello, Gunchi, Munchu. Gunchi and Munchu. You sound like you belong together for some reason. Walk, Sentinel, what's up, Zio? You want to know the patch notes too? Yeah, we are trying. We're trying to summon the patch notes right now. That is the plan here. The plan for the stream is we try to summon the patch notes, so we might need to do some sort of ritual here. YouTube chat as well. Hello, dislike. Hello, Danao, Greenbug, Zio. What's up? They not up yet? No. They are not up yet. What is the New Zealand time right now? New Zealand time. I mean, they didn't really say it very firmly. They said maybe Thursday, New Zealand. So now it is 8:14 a.m. I don't think they just come into the office and be like, yeah, now we release the patch notes. I think if they didn't release it end of the last working day, there's probably still more to do. Good evening, yo. Just sacrifice your Astromantis? I don't think. What can we sacrifice actually? Is there something we can do? Oh yeah, we actually can. We could sacrifice the Dream Frags. Hello, where have you been? Oh, I'm gonna go so hard starting Friday that I did take a short break, a little bit of a short break to get my juices flowing for a Friday. Did they say anything about pre-downloading? I actually don't know. But I'm pretty sure there is gonna be pre-download. I've never had any instance of PoE2 without any PoE1 at least. It was always pre-download. I don't think that will change for PoE2, so. You have to fuck your sleeping schedule for Friday, my friend? Yes. Yes. So my plan is, so usually, and starting next Monday, again, I will stream in my usual time slots again, right? The streams will be much longer, yes, but I will still start my streams at 8 to 9 a.m. my time. But on Friday, I will start playing at like the later evening, right? Like 8 or 9 p.m. is the release here. I'm basically just gonna completely fuck my sleep schedule for Saturday, Sunday. 9 p.m. for us. Oh god. Yeah, it's just gonna be. Yeah, I'm gonna do an actual plan for my sleep schedule so I can stream on Monday again, early. Yeah, I need to plan that, but yeah, Friday. I don't know if I said it before on stream, so let me actually repost the event here. Let me actually repost the event in global chat. Oh no, it's still in global chat for us here. So in the Discord here, there is an event here. If you are in the Discord and you wanna click interested here, that would be amazing. So you don't miss it. Basically for Friday, I will start stream at around 6 to 7 p.m. So a few hours before release, so we can prepare a little bit, so we can celebrate together. And yeah, like I said in the event here, probably the most important stream of my time on Twitch here so far. Let's celebrate the launch of Dawn of the Hunt together. It's going to be an uncapped subathon, basically, with the first stream being at least 20 hours. That's like, I will start with a timer of like 12 hours or something, and sub is plus 10 minutes, bits and donations, add more time as well. That is basically my plan. But even if, like, I do realize I'm not the biggest streamer, of course. I did wanted to make this like some kind of event. But even if like no one gifts any subs or something, that's still fine. I will still stream for 20 hours at least. So don't worry about that. I just wanted to go for something like that because just like let's see how it goes. Yeah, it's gonna be at least a 20-hour stream. I am not turning off the stream before I do actual endgame content like T15 at least. Let me open my POB here. Oh yeah, we now have emotes on the on the screen. So if you do one of the emotes here, let me oh yeah, I did do some stuff. I remember now. It was so long ago. So yeah, if you go for let me look for an emote here. Yeah. It appears on screen. There is a cooldown, and it's only for subs, I think. There is like a small cooldown. But yeah. To encourage some emote spam. T15 in 20 hours is a nice plan. I do expect to be in T15. I mean, it depends a little bit on how the progression in endgame is structured now, right? Why does it not work for you, Gunchi? You might be on the cooldown for some reason. Because why does it not work for you? Or for me now as well. Some liters of energy and you're good to go? Yeah. Yo, dilettante. You think they'll allow to import POB with this patch? I don't think so. I don't think so. Honestly, I think for like POB integration, I think we might have to wait for actual full release, Scott. I think they don't want anyone, not even the POB creators, to look into the API when it's still in early access. Patch notes are not out, right? Yes, they are not. They are unfortunately not out yet. We're trying to summon them. So let's let's try to summon them. Ah, there we go. See? There was Arnold on the screen there. Yeah, we're trying to summon them. Oh, it only works for one, I think. Oh, there we go. It's random as well. It's random what happens to them. The animation is random. Yeah, stream is improving every day. Right? Such an important thing to do, right? So I noticed you never played Warrior, yet Warrior has a nice Arnold voice track. Actually does? Yeah, I will. I will definitely. I'm kind of planning for next league. When the next league is starting to get stale a little bit, I will go for. Yo, what is this? What is this? Wait. Help. What was that? What was that? Wait, but Mix It Up fucked up. Oh fuck. Your resub didn't show up. Oh no. Wait, can I do that again? Sorry, Saraka. Mix It Up is not online. I don't know why. Give me 1 second. Yo, house stream, would have loved chat, but gotta sleep. Have a great stream. Thank you so much, Saraka. Sorry for that not showing up. I don't know what happened with the emotes though. What was that? What was that? Wait, can I play that again? Basically? Oh yeah, that's... Good night, Saraka. See you on Friday, hopefully, right? And thank you. What stream software do you use? OBS, yes. I use OBS. And everything like... everything that is the bot, everything that is alerts, and everything is all Mix It Up. Because I really dislike the whole, like, having stream elements for one thing. I do use stream elements, so having stream elements for one thing, Streamlabs for another thing, then like 1,000 different bots. Mix It Up is like absolutely amazing. You can just do everything with Mix It Up, which I like really, really much. And you can just do everything custom. Wait, I didn't hear answer patch notes today. Sorry. We don't know. they said in the tavern talk, which was kind of mad, to be honest. I tried to watch it yesterday, the newest interview. I think that was a little bit underwhelming, the whole talk. They did say maybe Thursday New Zealand time, and now it is early morning in New Zealand. So I think it's at least gonna be like a few more hours at the best. If I join the guild now, will that also be for the next season? Yes. We are at the max capacity, I think. But yeah, I will, on Friday, when people not return for Friday and then are offline for like a long time, I will do a mass purge basically, and then we have more slots in the guild. Because I do want a lot of the people, at least I want to give them the chance to come back, right? Because I do understand if you are not online for a month now. Like a lot of people, like it's very understandable that a few people quit, right? Yo, bye, Saraka. See you very soon. Haven't played the game in 2 months. Yeah, see? Case in point. Because I was bored as fuck and started playing other games. Can you tell me any major news? New patch coming on Friday. New patch coming on Friday. That is basically the major news. I find it unacceptable. Unacceptable. Oh yeah, by the way, I'm partnered now. I didn't even do any, like, do I have the badge now? Is it like, no, in my own chat it's not. Oh yeah, I actually got partner yesterday, I think. So thank you all so much. Like new act? No. Whole new patch. I advise you to watch the reveal video they did. It's like a 40-minute video. Yeah, the game will look very, very different on Friday. That's what I can tell you. There's so much going to be happening. Thank you so much. Yes, I'm very happy about that. I kind of read up a little bit on partner, and I feel like the best thing that is included in that is kind of that the algorithm kind of favors you a little bit more if you're partnered. So you have a chance to get on the front page and stuff. So that's... Oh, by the way, also, you won't understand, like, to any German watchers, you probably know Game 2. For some reason, I was featured on Game 2. Let me see here. I don't know how that happened. Let's check. Let's watch it here. A friend of mine, very good friend of mine, just sent that to me today. Let's see here. Let's do. It's gonna be in German, but bear with me here. So, this is basically a German, very large German video game TV series. And yeah, look at this one here. Look at this one.
Also, geht's noch oder seid ihr alle bescheuert?
Ich habe Path of Exile jetzt.
He says he's just been playing Path of Exile now.
Und auch da muss ich mich selber
And he says ARPGs tickle the worst in people, basically.
ARPGs sprechen die niedersten menschlichen Instinkte an, die man sich einfach nur vorstellen kann.
And look at what clip they show. Okay. Dreams fragmented, don't gamble, kids.
Und es könnte so schön sein. Und Path of Exile 2 ist auch kurz davor, halt doch.
How amazing is that? Yeah, they showed a clip from the stream for some reason. Like a very old one where we just gambled for dream fragments. Like a very old clip. And yeah, for some reason it was featured in the largest, like, German video game. It used to run on MTV. I think they're just online now. So, and I used to watch them like all the time. I still do. So that's insane. That's super happy. Maybe someone in like Rocket Beans or maybe someone in Game 2 is watching the stream actually.
I'll be back.
Okay, I don't know why all the emotes are flashing on screen when someone... What is this? Wait, why is this happening when someone is subbing now? Thank you, Blade. Thank you, Blade, for the Prime. Let's go. Change account? Nice. Oh yeah, that name is much more clean now. Let's go.
This is Arnold. Get to the chopper!
Ah! Yeah, okay, let's try to summon patch notes by sacrificing a dream fragments to the void, I guess. Why not, right? I mean, do we actually summon patch notes like this? I think we can, right? I'm pretty sure we can summon patch notes like this, right? Okay, mana modifiers are on there. Okay, 3, 2, 1, sacrifice. That's as bad as it gets, right? That's not, like... 16 is the lowest, right? Okay, patch notes, please. What happened? Stuff happened. That's, oh wow. I mean, if we don't summon patch notes with this one, with this sacrifice, this is, this is rough. Yeah, there's, I would have said, like, put it into the guild stash, but there's only, like, a few people on there. Yeah, that's bad. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's at as low as it gets. That's super bad. Oh, my. Let's actually try to sell some stuff. Maybe. Everyone's waiting for update? Yeah. Me too, man. Me too. Are you want in the guild? Yeah, I will do that. Wait, it's probably... Oh yeah, okay. Okay, add it to the guild. Okay, let me actually open my prep here. What are you most excited about in the patch? Honestly, right now, Lich. Honestly, right now, Lich. I hope a lot of you, or why do I hope a lot of you have watched the video? But I did a deep dive on Witch the other day. Uploaded it. Oh, yesterday. I uploaded it yesterday, and yeah, this is basically the reason. I kind of explain the reasoning here why I'm going Lich. This I mean, we can watch it in a little bit, I guess, if for some people that haven't seen it. Okay, it's not working. I opened it up with a little meme. Good morning. With the announcement of patch 0.2, Dawn of the Hunt, Path of Exile 2's first major patch within... By the way, Rabbit, look at the video I sent you latest on Discord. It's Hypothesis. I already saw that, Blade. I already saw that video before you sent it to me. There were some uniques in the announcement that they didn't mention, but by the looks you could see what it is, right? Hey, Rabbit saw this video the other day. Well-made content. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I do try to do the main reason why I did only one breakdown of something, because it's mostly always, if I do actually like breakdowns or something, or like build guides, for example, I really try not to be spammy. That was the main reason why I kind of focused on Spark Stormweaver the last season, because I really want to be very thorough in the one I'm actually posting and not be like, yeah, post like 2 build guides every day and in classes I don't even know stuff about. So this was like the approach in the Lich video here. I went like super deep, I think. So early access. Apart from glad you enjoyed it. We are also getting 3 new ascendancies. I feel like Lich has the most important opportunities for different builds. Exactly. I think so too. I think so as well. I think like for minions this is amazing. I think this can just be a straight up damage dealer. Doesn't really matter. I think you have a lucky hand. Do you want to corrupt with Temporalis? Yes. Yes. Now? My IGN is... I'm posting my IGN in chat. Yeah, very in-depth. The only video I watched on Lich and I don't need to watch anymore. Oh, nice. I mean, I will say, I definitely watched some other people's vids as well. I do mention like Palsteron in the video as well. I think it's always kind of a little bit untrue if people always say, yeah, they just did this all by themselves. There's definitely sometimes a little bit inspiration, but yeah, most of this I went really, really deep. And I think the Lich is going to be insane, actually. Are patch notes actually dropping today, or are we just hoping they drop? Yeah, both. They might be actually dropping today, and we are really hoping they do. These 2 existing classes. The Smith of... Can you do one for Huntress? It's probably a little bit late now to Latta. Someone I have to say I like wholeheartedly recommend, like more than any other Path of Exile content creator, someone I wholeheartedly recommend is Alcohol. And he did a video on the Huntress here, and it's amazing. So Alcohol is the absolute best, in my opinion. I don't think there is anyone better in PoE content creation here. Temporalis. God damn it. What is this one? Minus 3.9, 16. Recouped as life. Like energy shield. You don't want to divine this, I'm guessing, right? You don't want to further divine this? You're satisfied with this one? Rabbit, you pay for YouTube Premium? Why? No ads on my phone. When I watch stuff on my phone, I don't get ads. That's the main reason. Later. 450 div now, so you're fine? Okay. I'm just asking, so. Okay, Temporalis. I've been pretty, I have to say, I've been pretty lucky on Temporalis, right? I think we went like 3 for 4 on sockets. So, yeah. Let's brick this one, I guess. 3, 2, 1. Yeah, fuck. It's 8:30 New Zealand time. Won't make sense to publish them first thing in the morning. That's what I said, yes. That's what I said. It wouldn't make sense that they come into the office, the patch notes are done, and they publish them. Doesn't make sense. If they didn't publish them the night before, before closing, basically, there's probably still some stuff to do. Oh yeah, people actually want maximum life here? I guess. Okay. Nice. Not the worst thing then. Noise. So yeah, just to reiterate, Alcohol, if you're a new player as well, Alcohol did just in the past few days, just to show you, in the past few days, Alcohol did like so many so good videos. It's actually insane. He did a trade site guide.
Good morning.
Yo, Lord Psycho, why is it doing this? Is it stream elements? Yeah, it's stream elements. I need to disable that. What is that? What is that emote explosion? You never do a commit or do stuff at the end of a workday. It makes more sense to do stuff in the morning. Yeah, yeah, right. Oh yeah, I didn't even think about that. Because if you do it like end of day and something goes wrong, you're fucked, kinda, right? You're right, actually, Psycho. So let's see. Let's just hope for the best. So yeah, like if you're a new player, not a new player, doesn't really matter. Locoho did amazing Act 1 layout guide, Act 2 campaign layout guide, and Act 3 campaign layout guide. So if you want to go really deep in like how to learn the layouts for maps and stuff, how to learn the layouts for the acts and be faster for your campaign, these videos are amazing. He did a trade site guide. This is kind of a little bit more for the newer players. Amazing though. How to price check and sell items, like secret features, useful tricks, and 10 best tips for new players. Amazing. Just, I can only say again, just amazing. Yeah, but if you don't riot, we can watch the Lich video a little bit, because this is the class I'm gonna go for. I'm gonna go for Lich as a league starter. This class, we are also getting 3 new ascendancies to existing classes: the Smith of Kitava Warrior, the Tactician Mercenary, and the totally insane Witch Ascendancy, the Lich. So in this video, I will be doing a deep dive on the needs Ascendancy. power. I don't know why this is happening.
One of the strongest,
if not the strongest Ascendancy in PoE2, depending, of course, on the upcoming patch notes and over 100 new support gems we do not have so far. So why do I think this Lich Ascendancy is as strong as I suspect it to be? This is, of course, mainly due to a few nodes in the Ascendancy tree here, which I will go over in detail in a minute here. But mainly,
that's funny though. Yeah,
the Lich characterizes itself as an Ascendancy with incredible variety in what you actually want to go for and specialize in. Whether you want to do this on a more minion-focused build setup with incredible capabilities with the added specters we are getting in the point 2 update as well, or you just want to dish out insane amounts of chaos damage without any minions at all, I think this might be the one here. Both sides of the Ascendancy tree are incredibly unique. In my opinion, there is not a single node on here that seems even slightly underwhelming to me. That's kind of my main point when I was done like doing all the nodes for this, so I can quickly show how it looks like when I'm like preparing a video and stuff. This is like the nodes here. For the Lich video here. So this is how it looks like, kind of. When I was doing all the nodes and finished them up, and I went like, wait, there's like not a single node on here that I would describe as super underwhelming. And I feel like pretty much every other Ascendancy in the game has some nodes that nobody takes, right? Like Gemling is not the best example here, because Gemling is kind of amazing, of course, but most of the other Ascendancies always have something you don't really want to take, right? And for Lich, there is so much possibilities here. Which is in stark... By the way, they confirmed the jewel slot in Lich should work with Adorned. Yeah, I think it's still not going to be like something you would want to go for. I think it would be... if you are running an Adorned setup, yes, nice. But I think it's just going to be better with this one with a 5 mod... perfect jewel. Contrast to a few of the other Ascendancies we already have in the game. So let's start with the right side of the tree here, and the node most people have been talking about so far, which is Eternal Life, with the connecting node of Soulless Form. First node, Soulless Form, already has some implications to it. First of all, we have the series-like modifier of, in this case, 10% of damage taken bypasses energy shield. Also, what we are getting here with this node is losing all of our basic mana regen, which sounds like a huge downside at first, but instead, we now gain 6% of our maximum life as mana per second, in comparison to our normal mana recovery of 4% maximum mana per second. So if your build is not necessarily a mana stacker, but rather some sort of hybrid setup with well-balanced mana, life, and energy shield, I do truly believe this is not going to be a mana stacker, by the way, for most builds. I do truly believe it's going to be like balanced life, mana, and like ample energy shield as a bonus. I don't think this is going to be a mana stacker, even though Black and Heart kind of sounds like it would go to mana stacking, right? Volume change. What? This node can actually be a big buff to your mana recovery, at least as long as your life is similar amount or even more than your mana. I'm sorry. But the big one here is, of course, Eternal Life, which absolutely has some huge implications to it. This could be one of the most build-defining ascendancy nodes in the game so far, but we would need some questions answered first. Similar to the Soulless Form node before, there is some very obvious current item that would have an insane synergy here, which is, of course, at series Disdain. Okay, 1 in chat if you think at series is gonna get nerfed, 2 if you think it's not, or reworked. Reworked is a nerf as well. Oh, you actually don't? Oh, you actually don't? Okay. Okay, YouTube chat think it's nerfed. Twitch chat don't think. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think Ed series is like broken. Not by a long shot. It's really good, and it would be insane for this one, but I don't think it's like broken. My biggest question is they showed it in the video. Like in the video for the Lich, they were using Ed series. It's broken only in this combo. Yeah, here it would be broken, yes. Which would mean up to 41%
it's not OP.
flat out damage mitigation.
Not OP. For this build, it's OP.
Node. And but correct me if I'm wrong, nerfing at series just because they made this ascendancy, that would be weird, I think. I don't know. Series helmet alone, which I don't think I need to further explain. The energy shield dynamic will be absolutely incredible. Might be actually true. In my personal opinion, though, I think it is probably a pretty certain circumstance that at series itself will be nerfed, reworked, or changed in a form that this synergy will not make it into the game like this. That's definitely my point here. I don't think we're just getting 40%, 41% damage mitigation. Like flat out 41% damage mitigation. I don't think this makes it into the game. I don't know how, but I don't see this making it into the game. That's just getting one ascendancy node and one item piece that is pretty easy to obtain for 41% flat out damage reduction before res, before everything else. I don't think that's what they want. It was a very well used and good item even before the release of this ascendancy, so I don't think there is a high likelihood that this before mentioned 40% damage mitigation will just go into the game like this. But we will know more about this once we get the patch notes, of course. Yeah, patch notes, please. But I should also say that even without its series, a reworked or nerfed its series, the Eternal Life Ascendancy node will still be incredible and will have still build-defining implications to it. Another question we would need some answers to is how would any form of life tap or blood magic work here? Does it mean that when we, for example, use Heal Stitcher with this node active, do we actually gain energy shield by casting without sacrificing life for it, and therefore are basically getting free energy shield? Or is it not going to work since our life cannot change as per the Eternal Life node, and therefore the effect of the gloves will not even be activated, basically? All of this, again, we will know for sure once the patch notes are available to us. Another item to mention here is the Burden of Shadows Chiming Staff, which also could have some pretty broken implications here. Furthermore, the passive nodes Eternal Youth and Zealot's Oath could, in their current state, make this again a very overpowered node. For example, This is kind of my main thing here. Why Eternal Life is so good. By the way, this is like one-shot protection. I mean, I explained it in the video, but this is like you're not ever getting one shot ever again if this works the way I think it will work, if it's in the current state of the game. Are you reacting to your own video? Yeah, should I be doing this? I don't know. I mean, you can tell me to turn it off if you've all seen it, but I'm kind of going over the points I made again myself. I know it seems kind of stupid, right? I don't know. Example, with Zealot's Oath, any excess life regen we have in the build goes to our energy shield. That would mean that in its current iteration, that once we receive any damage high enough that it would kill us in any normal circumstance. Damn, I didn't think about this. This guy is actually, this is super smart. What is this? Dead Rabbit. Damn. Oh, I even like the... It would just remove our energy shield since our life cannot change while we have energy shield. With Zealot's Oath, now we would pretty instantly recover some of that energy shield back. So if we take damage... Dude, I'm a small content creator. I'm taking every support I can get. Even if it's from myself. Hello? Again, it would just remove all of our energy shield again. Okay, I will actually stop now. Let's watch local a little bit. Content inbreeding. I kind of want to watch this one again. I kind of just... a lot of you are probably playing Huntress, right? I think, by the way, that Amazon might be a hot take. I think Amazon is going to be better than Ritualist.
Good morning. Wrong.
Ah! Yo, Blade! Following. Thank you. Look at this video. If it's Rickroll, you're banned.
I got a quick...
Oh, Belton. Okay. Oh, Belton? Yeah,
quick
okay.
video. Probably I never do quick videos.
2 months ago.
I want to tell you guys what I've been up to.
What is this?
And as well, explain a mechanic to you guys that I think is largely being overlooked right now. There has been some momentum.
It explains crit. I think. Oh damn. Wait, mix it up. Kinda died here. Arnie is still on the screen. Oh, by the way, I rewatched Terminator 2 yesterday. Did you cringe at my videos already? Yes. I did watch them. I think this might be a little bit too in-depth here. Let's stay a little bit on topic for the update. Horrible, right? I mean, I think it's totally fine, Blade. Like, embrace your past.
Talk to the hand.
Banned.
Well, today I'm going to be speaking about the Huntress Ascendancy, the Amazon. I'm actually very excited for this class. This looks like it could be really, really strong with a couple of...
Yeah, my hot take is Amazon is going to be better than Ritualist. That's my hot take.
Caveats. So currently we don't have the patch notes, so we don't know all the changes to the passive tree, skill gems, we don't know all the support gems, so there's a lot of missing pieces to the puzzle. But this class, on paper, looks really, really cool. And I'm going to speak
the video,
about
by the
each
way.
of these nodes and how
Amazon
I think they
Critical
could work,
Spirit, yeah.
and why I think that this could be a really, really strong class. So starting out at the top, we have Elemental Infusion. When you consume a power, endurance, or frenzy charge, you trigger Infuse Weapon and gain Cold Infusion. This currently is a little bit confusing. I think the way that this works is that you generate a charge and then you consume it and then you get your infusion. And then the question is this an attack by itself where Infuse Weapon is an attack that you do, or is this damage that is added to another type of attack? The wording implies that it is something that you add to another attack because it doesn't specify weapon type or anything like that. It says grants your weapon.
I think this is gonna be actually kind of insane here. The infused weapon stuff, like paired with high crit and paired with like the attack speed and stuff, this might be actually kind of insane.
or is this damage that
Like I
is
said, I
added
think
to
Amazon is
another
going to be
type
better
of
than
attack?
Ritualist.
The
A
wording
lot of people
implies
were
that it is
very
something that you
hyped
add
on
to another
Ritualist
attack,
just because of the
because it
3
doesn't
ring stuff, but
specify
I think
weapon
that
type or
might just
anything
be
like that. It
completely
says,
destroyed
grants
once
your
the
weapon
patch notes come
infusion.
out, I think.
Projectile attacks with that weapon consume infusions to infuse the first projectile fired, causing it to explode at the end of the flight. Then we have the cold, fire, and lightning infused, converts 100% of fizz to cold, and then there's this explosion radius.
Let me actually
One of the
open
big
my
things, though,
POB.
is this over here: attack damage 612%. If this is something that you add to another attack, this looks like it could be.
So yeah, I did kind of... Oh yeah. I did kind of go for a League Start POB here. This is most likely... I'm still working on this. But this is most likely going to be the line here for my League Start. On the Witch, it's basically going to be Minion. Depending a little bit on what we get for new support gem, it might also go into Chaos a little bit. But yeah, it's just gonna be a pretty basic minion type deal with skeletal arsonists going into skeletal snipers as well. I didn't include them here for now, like Raging Spirits, Pain Offering, Flame Wall. Yeah, I'm still working on this. Arsonists. That's kind of the question. I'm gonna test it a little bit. I think snipers might be better. And then like going with the gas cloud stuff and igniting the gas cloud, I think might be better. I think arsonist gets the damage from health, right? Yeah. Right? Also think we will have new nodes on the tree. That's also very, very possible, yeah. I think when leveling arsonists are better, I think a mix between snipers and arsonists is kind of the way to go. But yeah, this is like work in progress because nodes might change the tree, right? We might get a little bit of a changed tree here, so this is for leveling only? Yeah. This is just for leveling. Also, I was kind of thinking I really like this line here is like very good as well, right? At least for leveling. Like 10 damage, 10 damage, 35 and 20% crit chance. This. Remember, forget everything you know about the game. Yeah. Kind of why I'm going for a Lich as well is I feel like this is going to be a good league starter. There's nothing like super broken about minions, right? I don't think minions are gonna look like vastly different in the update. And we'd only get more minion supporting stuff with specters, right? So definitely we'll play Witch for new season. Haven't touched Witch this season. Yeah, I think tomorrow, depending on how much time we have, I think tomorrow is gonna be a long stream where I just start a Witch and try. Yeah, I mean for a campaign, I'm kind of thinking like 7 hours, I would think. So tomorrow we're gonna do 7 hours campaign, I guess. And maybe we try like 3 more hours or something to get into endgame. Just like a league practice run. That will be tomorrow and we can test out some stuff. Yo, are we patch note getters yet? No, unfortunately no. We have a channel in Discord. We have a channel in Discord where a bot, like as soon as something with Path of Exile is updated here, in the Discord there is a notification. So, and you can follow the channel basically, and you get an instant notification once it hits. So if you're not in the Discord yet, join the Discord. We old now, Rabbit, not 20s anymore. Yeah, it's gonna be a very long stream. So I'm just gonna add again in the Discord. There's an event for Friday. I will start stream at around 6 to 7 p.m. And then once the update hits, it's gonna be uncapped subathon. I will start out the subathon at like 12 hours or something. And yeah, we're just going at least 20 hours. I'm gonna die in this chair. You owe me 10 minutes. Did a test run for Minions Act 1, which boss dropped the 100 spirit armor. I mean, that's very good. Yeah, that's a very good start. You mean and Folding Dawn, right? What's this badge? Sniffer? Hey, founder badge. Let's go. Damn, founder badge. Nice, Kulu. Day one Twitch viewer, basically, right? So yeah, first to donate or sub, nice. Yeah, it's like 10 people, or how many? How many is it? I've seen a few. I've seen a few. One per category. Oh, okay. Yeah, Kulu might actually been the first sub, I think. I think you might actually have been the first sub. You might be the first. I don't know about that. I mean, you might be the first that gets the Val Orb then, because the 3 months badge in this channel is Val Orb, so you might be the first. Currently 9 a.m. I like how we all like just sitting on the edge of our seat, like it's currently 9 a.m. in New Zealand. This might be. So could be another 7 to 8 hours. Yeah, let's see. Ain't that day one viewer? Yeah, might be. So yeah, tomorrow we're gonna do a practice run, going through everything, and yeah, I kind of wanted to try something. I think for League Start, I'm actually gonna farm the first boss. So let's try something here. Let's try something here. Not hardcore. Let's see something here. Let's do a small test. Just test. Don't worry about it. Okay. Ah, nice. Oh, the first 25 for a partner. I mean, I just got partner. There might be still. I just got partner yesterday. Don't spoil our secret farm strat. You think it's a secret strat to just farm Bray over and over again? Ah, that's why I get it now. Ah. I think if you get any badge, you have to do it in like your chat identity, right? You have to like enable it, right? In chat, there's like a chat identity, and then you can change your badges, right? I think that might be the thing.
Oh, I'm going to like it here.
Oh, scepter? Oh, huh? You already get a scepter here? I didn't even know. What? I didn't even know that. I kind of thought that's the... Oh no, wait, you actually do. Ah, partner, congratulations. Yeah, we're gonna do a celebration on Friday. That's why I didn't put it in the stream title or anything. But yeah, we just got partner yesterday. We were at the supermarket when I got the email, and I was very happy. My wife was happy for me. Wait, does this work on Witch, by the way? To have them here in the corner. We can just tank the hits, right? Wait, we didn't put on Earth in. Okay, okay. I was looking. That was too much stuff at the same time. Oh, I didn't put an earth in. Oh wait, can we do this in the corner here? Oh wait. Okay, now we go on earth. 7-hour campaign. Yeah, mark my words. I'm gonna go into full focus gamer mode on Friday. Believe me. I'm not even gonna look at the chat. Okay. Can you die now, please?
My first taste of true power.
Playing solo? Yeah.
Size, but little acuity.
Please come inside.
Oh yeah, wait. Oh. Okay, no movement speed. Join VCs Friday at some point when you feel tired. I will definitely join from time to time.
There's a beast, but now if you could channel.
A kind leader. Hopefully
Yeah, okay.
he's welcome to the camp. I fear this.
Whoop-oo.
She lived.
Frost bomb.
Frostbite.
You just can't ignore us? No, I actually can't. I actually can't. Like, my whole thing about streaming is... My whole thing about streaming is actually... I couldn't even imagine not reading chat the whole time. So I don't even know. It comes with some downsides, yes, but... I don't care. We work so hard to make your partner and now you ignore us. Exactly. Chat to voice, let us torture you? Oh no.
I will feast on your soul.
Wait, what is the... Again, when you come in here, right? This camp is always at the kind of the same place, right? Top left? No, it's here. Yeah, because this is like the immediate second skill gem. You can go like contagion right away. Yeah, because we want frostbomb, right? And now we want contagion immediately, kind of, right?
Too soon. Death and decay.
Oh, what the... Oh my god.
Too soon.
Damn, I didn't play for 3 days. Now I'm just... Damn, I'm lagging as well. Holy. Are patch notes out? No. No. I'm just... She's cold dress? Yeah. Firewall better?
Time.
The Frostbomb start is just so good, right? Isn't Frostbomb like way too good for this? If you're gonna grind her... Oh, I like that, by the way.
Too soon.
Yeah, you also need to go outside. See, I just... What the fuck? That's your type? Yeah, absolutely. Not playing for a month or two? Yeah.
The Grell.
I even forgot how to do this. Like the reset here. There's a faster way, right?
I will feast on your soul.
Wait. Wait. Huh? Huh? See, good thing I'm control click. Oh, yeah. Ah, outside and then back in with control click, right? New instance. Yes, okay. See? I've forgotten everything. You also go with a skill point. Isn't Frostbomb like so much better already? Is Firewall doing more damage to her than this?
I need more time. No.
He's weak to fire, but I haven't tested. Can we get another support gem? Can we get another skill gem, maybe? So why farm her? She can actually drop like a few very good stuff. if you get a ghost right here or something, it's just over. It's just the best start you can imagine. So I kind of wanna see a little bit. And she drops like a bunch of rare stuff sometimes as well. Just getting like a very good start here is very, very possible. Wait. Yeah, like getting like plus minion or something. Also, you can just get some gold from her, and I kind of like the start of like spending like 20 minutes here, and I think you can just get it back with the stuff you can get here. Yeah, that's exactly my point. You can definitely afford to spend some time here if it means your start has a chance to be absolutely amazing. You definitely always get some stuff. But if you're like a little bit lucky, this can be like insane. And she's like pretty easy to do, right? Oh, okay. Right? Right?
Putrefy. I need more time.
Ooh, the Diablo 2 music though.
I need more time.
Battling Scepter. Oh. Max level 6 to farm her, then jobs go down. Ah, okay. Indeed easy, yeah. The only problem kinda is... You need more magic find? Yeah.
Hello. Please, take... Oh, I like this one.
You can just get like a very good start here. You can also just get some gold. Got an augmentation orb already. What's this, mana? And you can definitely burn a few minutes here. To have a chance at like amazing stuff. Watch me get something amazing on the next one. Also take the checkpoint to the exit. This one? Or kind of always forget how low the cooldown for Frostbomb actually is. I just need to really spam it here. Yeah, it's just don't forget about spamming it, and then it's like super fine. Yeah. Water staff, unfortunate. What do you mean, Kata? How is it faster? Do I not have to go out here? Are you going for Lich Ascension? Yeah. I'm going to go for the Lich as a league starter. It looks crazy to me. And it's also just like the kind of character that I enjoy, so I do kind of like more magic focused stuff. Damn, what is happening? Oh, I missed the frost bomb as well. Stop casting. Okay, goodbye. Wait, what did we get here? Another rattling scepter. Okay, this one has been like super bad so far. Everyone practicing witch leveling? Yeah, I'm just looking if I'm just testing how this goes here.
I like to hold on to bits and pieces.
I mean, it's just like getting like a super good start, right? Getting res. Like at this one, for example, we already got like more spirit. Oh yeah, we didn't. We should also go. We kind of start off with a lot of spirit, right? Do we not just go, instead of contagion, we just go for some minions and frostbomb to farm her? I think so, right? Unearth the wolves next to her, yeah. Snipers? Yeah, right? Oh, rarity.
Sorry, I was pleased.
So 1,000 gold,
It's beautiful.
300 gold, like
Say goodbye.
also pretty good. No joking, rarity helps, yeah. Oh. Oh. I didn't really get the tip with the checkpoint here. How is it? What is 2 clicks faster? Shame you can't open Gamba before you grind her. Wait, before? You can though, right? I could gamble now, right? And like the chance of getting like Ghost Ride or something on level 2 is higher than on other levels, so I did test that yesterday. And now we unearth, right? Yeah, okay. Yeah, this is the way. This is the way. That was pretty fast, right? Oh, see? Leather vest. Leather vest. Okay. I do like this. I do like this. Take the checkpoint next to her after you kill her. Ah, that's what you mean. Ah, okay. So... Ah, that's what you mean. You mean like this, right? That's what you mean? Not run here? And like that? Ah, smart. Yeah, this is what I think instead of contagion, we just go snipers here. Oh yeah, Frostbomb is just too good at this level here. Even though she has cold res, it's just way too good. See? 2 yellows. Beagle shard. Yeah. I didn't do it again, I know. Yeah, I think I'm definitely gonna do this just to have the chance, just to have a chance to get something incredible. I think it's just a very good start. I've gotten Ghost Ride here before on a practice run and never looked back. And when I actually know what I'm doing, I'm killing it pretty fast. Yeah. Like level 6 or something? Levels, that might be a little bit. Like, I don't know, like 20 minutes or something, I think. Just doing like an extra 20 minutes of killing her. I don't know why we wouldn't. Imagine we get a Ghost Ride or whatever. Imagine. You can unearth the wolves that are already dead there. Ah, okay. Okay. That's smart fall. Okay, patch notes. I've been streaming for 8 hours now, right? Patch notes? In 2 hours, 40 minutes? Wait, you actually know? Insider info or? That's your bet? Ah, okay. Is there like anything I usually lose bets though? Yeah. Just go in not expecting to win the bet and you're all good. You're all good. Now for every single stream title in Path of Exile 2 is just patch notes? Patch notes? I think this league ammo threshold of monsters is going to be a big thing. While they're scaling your own chance to cost them. I mean, yeah, this might still be changed, right? We just need patch notes. Oh, it's all good. We need patch notes, but I do think it will probably take some more time today. And I'm probably just gonna go to bed a little bit earlier, so we might have them in the morning my time. That would be in like 10 hours or something. And yeah, then we can just go over everything. Ziggy D released Huntress gameplay? Actually? Yep. Okay. Okay. Yo! How's he getting this? This is so exclusive. Holy. Okay. Huntress gameplay.
There's no beast alive can best me.
The Huntress equipped
I brought the new, now I'm leaving. Don't want spoilers? Okay.
with spear and buckler seamlessly weaves melee and ranged attacks
Oh yeah, if you don't wanna get spoiled here or something, yeah, but I definitely I mean we're gonna get patch notes, everything, so
together using high mobility and powerful counterattacks and skill
okay, cool.
combinations. It's a playstyle unlike anything that we've had in Path of Exile up to this point.
Spoil
Attempting to
me,
make this
Rabbit.
overview skill guide has proven very challenging. With my previous mercenary hands-on guide, I could simply talk about each skill individually and maybe just note one or two of the interactions that come up. But for the Huntress, it's not so simple. So many of the skills interact with each other in different ways. You can play some pretty simple and organic feeling skill combinations without being quite so overcomplicated, but it's when you start to consider all of the possible interactions.
yeah, I think a lot of like more newer and casual focused players are gonna have a problem with this one. Damn, do we know these ones already? Rake? Yeah, Rake we do. Thunderous Sleep. Did we see this one before?
And options that you have available.
Damn, what is all of this? Consume all frenzy charges to perform a gigantic spear thrust that knocks back enemies. For each frenzy charge consumed, a wind serpent follows in the spear's wake. Each serpent also damages and knocks back enemies, and knocking an enemy into terrain or another larger enemy will cause a shockwave. What the fuck? What? This sounds amazing.
To you. Quickly things become really complex and really interesting. I think it's definitely the most dynamic and engaging playstyle that GGG have released thus far. So here's my overview of the Huntress, Spear, and Buckler skills from my hands-on time at the GGG studios. This guide will be in two parts. Part 1 has skills up to level 5, and Part 2 has the rest. Spears are one-handed only and cannot be dual-wielded. There's definitely a bit of synergy with bucklers, but technically you can just use a normal shield or even no offhand with the
Dulata, actually?
Dance with Death keystone. Spears are fundamentally hybrid.
Towards it, but looking at
Oh,
them.
wrong one.
Hybrid melee ranged weapons, and they come
Asshole.
pre-packaged with both spear stab and spear throw basic skills. Both of these are decent single target skills and cost 0 mana, so they're fine choices while leveling for some easy boss poking.
just found my
The
Moral
devs actually
Invictus
want these
2
to
days
be on
before
the higher
Decade.
end of raw damage
Well.
compared to other skills because, and this was how it was phrased to me, they don't do anything else, so they might as well deal some damage. Spear throw can actually consume a frenzy charge to create a small explosion. There's no real reason to do this, but it's a cute little addition. It's mainly because the idea is that every single spear throwing skill can consume a frenzy charge for some benefit, so they wanted to keep it consistent even with the basic one. Bucklers, which are the new pure evasion shields, all come paired with the parry skill. This works the same as Raise Shield in that you hold the button.
Oh wait, I didn't even know that. I didn't even realize that.
One.
Bucklers are
which
just
the new
evasion,
pure
no
evasion
armor.
shields all come paired
Yeah, they do have like. How does block chats work then? I'm still like super
with the
weirded
parry
out by
skill.
bucklers.
This works the same as Raise Shield in that you hold the button down to block incoming attacks with some key differences. Projectiles can only be blocked with parry if they're fired from within 1 meter of you. After
This one we already saw. I'm just like,
the
oh,
enemy's struck for a small
new
amount
stuff?
of damage.
No.
They're light stunned.
This one we already
and
saw.
they gain the parry debuff for 2 seconds. This parry debuff causes them to take 50% more attack damage for that duration, and that's from anything. It doesn't have to be a specific skill, just any attack. But the parry debuff can also be consumed by some specific skills that we'll go into later. As normal, you can parry any regular melee attack or spell. You just cannot parry slams or explosions or the big red flashy boss abilities, basically. While parrying, you won't evade attacks, but evasion still does do something. It prevents heavy stun buildup. And on that note, and this is not specific to parry, but just globally across the board, heavy stun is now a fair bit more punishing towards players.
Oh, what the fuck?
That said, evasion scaling in the nature of how you
I don't know
actually
about parry.
and then counterattack made this rarely an issue for me.
does not
after
seem
the
like
beginning.
something
I did
that
get heavy
is
stunned
like
a few times, but it really caught me by surprise.
good.
And long term,
to
it
say
almost
it like
started
that.
never happening. Unlike other games with parry, there's no
Why would I
timing
want to parry?
requirement here. You don't have to get some sort of perfect thing right as a certain part of the attack is happening. You just channel the parry skill, hold it as long as you want until an attack is automatically parried, as long as you're within range of it if it's a projectile, or as long as it was going to hit you if it's a melee attack. Generally speaking, you'll hold the parry skill down, the parry will occur, and then you'll counterattack with some ability to take advantage of the parry.
That's super, like in campaign and stuff. Look, in campaign and stuff, that's super cool. This whole interaction here. He jumps, like he jumps in.
Down, the parry
The rare is doing
will
something.
occur, and then
You parry and then you counterattack,
with
right?
some ability to take
That's super cool, but I want to see you guys in endgame maps doing this on every.
some ability to take advantage of the parry debuff.
Oh my god.
There's no real skill
No,
component
it's just
here
gonna be
outside
like.
of just knowing what things you can parry. And since
I
that's
don't want.
consistent
I'm
in that
just
it's
deleting
close-range
everything.
projectiles or any attack that's not a slam, basically, it's a pretty easy thing for you to learn over time. My opinion on parry walking away from this was really positive. It's important, fun, and really effective. It can
And can
downright
breach-
embarrass some of the bosses where you just kind of like chain parry them with follow-up attacks and they feel like they can't really do anything to you a lot of the time. But then at other times, there are some bosses that mostly only do slams and they have very limited things
Like, just this as an example here, right?
kind of like
In the
do
time
anything
he spent waiting for the attack
to you a lot of the time.
to parry,
But then
right?
At other times,
Like, not doing
there are
anything,
some
not
bosses
doing
that
anything,
mostly only
not doing
do
anything, and then he parried and did
slams,
like
and
a
they have
little bit
very-
of damage, right? In that time, like a dodge roll would have achieved like more. Or am I like completely wrong? Just attacking and then waiting for the attack and dodge rolling when the attack happens. Why would I want to parry if I can just dodge roll once and keep attacking,
I
right?
feel like they can't really do anything to you a lot of the time. But then at other times, there are some bosses that mostly only do slams, and they have very limited things that you can actually parry. Since there's some differences in the types of enemies you face, you'll end up changing your playstyle, and that adds to the overall dynamic feel of the Huntress. One boss you'll be parrying a lot and doing a lot of parry-based counterattacks, and other ones you'll be doing a bit more dodge rolling and hit-and-run tactics. There are a bunch of parry nodes on the passive tree too. They often come packaged or next to passive block chance, which makes them much more appealing. Many of the nodes do things like
Yeah,
parry
sounds like
debuff
it, right?
duration, which is pretty handy.
Oh yeah, Ziggy, show the passive tree real quick here, okay? Ziggy, come on. Show the passive tree real quick. Why are you zoomed in?
For kind of more grace in the follow-up attack
Just
timings.
real quick.
It's hard to say if something like full parry investment will be worth it, but since block is great anyway, I'm pretty keen to experiment with it in my builds. Now this video is all about skills, so the first skill you get from the tutorial is actually Whirling Slash, but
Oh
I
yeah,
wanted to talk
we
about
skipped
Disengage
an
first,
sponsor
as
here.
it's the follow-up to parry that you get access to the earliest. Disengage ended up being the skill I found myself cutting first in my different runs. It's a slashing backflip with a small AoE. It has a short cooldown, so you can't quite use it end to end, but you can do things like use disengage, dodge roll, move a little bit, then disengage again pretty smoothly. It flips you away from your mouse cursor or target, but you can obviously use that
all of
to
this
flip you
looks
forwards
very
or
cool.
sideways, depending on where you aim.
It looks
It seems to work
very
similarly
cool.
to dodge overall, and it can be used to animation cancel too from other attacks, could be used while using other attacks. And it also does avoid damage. It guarantees strikes and projectiles miss you while you're flipping. When the attack portion hits a target that has the parry debuff as well, it causes a chunky little explosion and consumes the debuff to give you a frenzy charge. Since quite a few things want frenzy charges for powerful buffs, the early game strategy of parry, disengage, then throw an empowered spear is very good and quite fun. Both this and parry being easy to pull off make the whole thing way more fun too. It's a simple skill that does a lot for the overall feeling of mobility and that hit and run and ranged melee combination that the Huntress is going for. It really encourages it, I think. Personally, I never took disengage off my skill bar for even a second. It felt like a core class mechanic to me, just like dodge roll. I ended up using the ingenuity support to lower its cooldown, which felt quite nice.
It's just jumping.
Paired with a bit of incidental parry debuff duration meant that it was really easy to, even if I first missed my first attempt at disengage to try and get that frenzy charge, I would usually be able to do a second one as a follow-up thanks to that combination. The support gem I really loved on disengage though was Shocking Leap.
What is this?
It puts down some shocked ground on use. Since you use disengage on top of enemies a lot of the time, that leaves them shocked exactly when you plan to follow up with some sort of empowered spear throw, for example. It's also really great paired with triggering explosions.
It's a perfect build for your name, yeah.
From our next skill,
because you're dead.
Slash. So Whirling Slash is the first of the wind-themed skills. Bit of an archetype here within the Huntress. It's a combo piece for quite a few other skills as well. Quite simply, you slash in a circle for fairly low damage and create a whirlwind.
Move a lot of
Whirling Slash adds a stage to the whirlwind, increasing its area up to 3 total stages.
It's definitely moving a lot, yeah.
Whirlwind area, such as just walking away or dodge rolling or indeed disengaging out of it, it explodes, dealing more damage per stage in that larger area. Its main use early on is AoE for packs of enemies. You'll slash and slash and slash, and then dodge roll away or disengage, detonating it and killing the enemies. You'll get a feel for how much damage you need to do to the enemies before you detonate, so you might end up doing an extra slash here or there to get them low enough so that the detonate will kill them, but this is something you get a feel for as your gear evolves. It's less single target just outright used than spear stab in most cases, but you can build whirlwinds ahead of time for single target situations, like for example when you're moving to engage an enemy, or if you're waiting for a boss to spawn, for example, you can pre-place those whirlwinds so that when you're forced to move...
I mean, you do have to remember with this kind of video here, right? He did do a mercenary video. He did do a mercenary video just like this before the game came out, right? Before it went into early access. And the mercenary looks so much different in endgame than what the video was kind of. I think he was even using crossbows in the video. So this is like all fine and dandy, but this is for a campaign.
Like a dodge roll or something, it'll detonate, dealing a bit of extra damage.
Yeah, exactly. This is campaign.
Blinds enemies, so it's nice to just have it down ahead of time.
It's nice to see the skills and stuff, but this tells you nothing about actually how Huntress will feel. Because in endgame, it's just gonna be
has a forward leap if targeted ahead
something
of you,
so different.
But
it's still nice to see
that's kind of what you should do. Think
to see the skills.
Run using that whirling slash.
Crossbow is getting buffed, reworked, something 100%, yeah. Crossbow 100%.
And then use your disengage.
Same with sorcerers, yeah, sure. It's the same with every class.
And then follow up with more whirling slashes. That's kind of the core little combo there. If you want to place them underneath yourself and you don't want to move around, because sometimes you don't really want to be moving around so much, you can just target right underneath yourself and you won't actually do that little dash. Something that's really good is you can drag the whirlwind around with you by using that built-in movement. Every time you do a slash, it repositions the whirling slash that you're currently inside of. When you use disengage to leap out of it to trigger that explosion with shocking leap support on disengage, that shock ground does actually apply to that explosion, which is really fantastic.
I think a lot of people...
Some suggested support...
My thing now, I think a lot of people will start Huntress because it's a new class and they will go away from it. I think a lot of people are gonna be like, I have to press way too many buttons here, and they are just gonna change to something else. My quick prediction here.
Supports include the new one, Cadence. This would work well a lot of the time, I think, here, because you're doing 3 attacks, then doing something else, then another 3. So you
literally did more damage when you did not hop. Yeah, exactly, right?
Attack speed buff a lot of the time, but you shouldn't ever hit that downside of attacking 8 times in 4 seconds, because you're going to be mixing up the skills you're doing, typically with Whirling Slash, and not just slashing endlessly. so you're never really going to have that cooldown
Yeah,
effect.
yeah,
It's
sure,
gotta be a little support
Dilettant.
gem.
It's definitely
Alternatively,
gonna
much
be
more
a
simple
class
approach of
for
martial
people
tempo
who
is
actually
solid and
enjoy
just
that
makes
kind of
things
stuff, right?
nicer for
Like setting up
worlds for
stuff,
twisters that we'll talk about in a moment.
going
I found
for the
myself
big
using
combos.
Bloodlust on it to scale damage if the target was bleeding, which is easily done with other skills like Rake, so that's a nice damage scaling option, even in non-bleed builds. And since, especially with martial tempo or cadence, it's something you're hitting with quite often, it can be used for building up rage stacks with the rage support, for example. So next up is Twister, and this is the natural pairing with Whirling Slash. It simply sends a projectile that pierces through all targets and bounces off walls until it runs out of duration. The Twister is blind
bounces
as
off
well,
walls?
which is-
Wait, this is Spark? Wind Spark. Hello, YouTube?
Port, for example. So next up is Twister, and this is the natural pairing with Whirling
Spark
Slash.
at home,
It simply
yeah.
sends a projectile that pierces through all targets
I wanna
and
see it
bounces
bounce.
off walls until it runs out of duration. The Twister is blind as well, which is a nice defensive buff to be able to apply.
Go back to
guaranteed-
martial tempo, please. What do you mean? Martial tempo was different? Why is YouTube? Hello? 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 Send you some internet? What the
Whirling Slash, and not just Slash.
What the hell? Bloodlust, it was after this? Oh. Oh, there we go.
Endlessly, so you're never really going to have that cooldown effect. Kind of a neat little support gem. Alternatively, the much more simple approach of martial tempo is solid and just
No, this is the same, no?
makes things nicer for setting up
25?
whirlwinds for twisters that we'll talk about in a moment. I found myself using Bloodlust on it to scale damage if the target was bleeding, which is easily done with other skills like Rake.
New League
so it's a
confirmed?
nice
Yes,
scaling
yes, yes.
option, even in non-bleed
On Friday.
builds. And since, especially with martial tempo
New
or cadence,
League
it's something you're hitting
Friday.
with quite often, it can be used for building up rage stacks with the rage support, for example. So next up is Twister, and this is the natural pairing with Whirling
Okay, we
Slash. It's simply
got
note
this
this doesn't
already.
cause the whirlwind to explode like it normally would. It consumes it to do this alternate effect with Twisters.
They really want us to
specifically.
bleed
So if
everything
you
this
fire
league?
a
Oh,
whirlwind
yeah.
into a stage 3 Twister, that means
If it
180%
bleeds, we
more
can kill it.
damage and 4 whirlwinds instead of 1. So that's pretty substantial payoff. As a baseline, Twisters deal less damage than just using like basic spear throw, but you know, they pierce and they can bounce around and they can hit the target again as they bounce and come back. Pretty nice in enclosed areas, and when they're fully buffed with added elemental damage, they do tend to deal quite a bit more damage overall. They cannot shotgun with multiple projectiles though, even if it's created from the whirlwind, but more projectiles can make it more likely for extra hits after bouncing, so you can still end up getting more single target damage with extra projectile. I did test with and without scattershot, and overall I didn't really like scattershot on this, mostly preferring to use the whirlwind buff instead. Overall, the skill works really well in small arenas or in tighter spaces, and it can be really nicely combined with whirlwind for kind of encountering dangerous packs and dealing with them before you get, you know, in too much danger. It's a bit like Spark, so duration and projectile speed are both options for
See?
scaling it so that you can hit more targets, bounce off walls, and hit the enemy again. I did find myself using this quite a lot, off and on, in different
Spark at home.
zones. Sometimes it performed really, really well, and other times it was just
I mean-
okay. It's especially nice when you just incidentally have some elemental ground effects
It's Spark,
around,
but no
and that
damage.
includes even just the shock
What is
ground from
this?
disengage, which naturally puts the shock ground between
Hey,
you
this
and
looks
your target, so it's kind of
Rough!
Engage,
What
which-
was this?
It's especially nice when you just
This is just
incidentally
white
have some
mobs, right? Oh, okay. It's magic. Magic
elemental ground
monsters.
effects around, and that includes even just the shocked ground from disengage, which naturally puts the shock ground between you and your target.
This looks
so it's kind of
hectic.
perfect.
Holy, look at this. This is like Manor Act 1. Look at this skill bar. This looks hectic.
Shocked
He's
ground from
pressing all of
disengage,
the
which
buttons.
naturally puts the shock ground between you and your target, so it's kind of perfect. For other
So do you
support
think
options,
Stormweaver
there's
will be
plenty of
dead?
things you can
No,
do
I
with
don't
this,
think
but
so. Dead?
the
No.
Pursuit and Retreat supports, the new ones, felt like a great combo with this and Whirlwind. So let's talk about them. The hybrid melee ranged playstyle of the Huntress and Spears is encapsulated in a brand new pair of support gems here, which kind of naturally go together. Pursuit makes the linked melee attack deal 30% more melee damage if you damage an enemy with a projectile attack in the last 8 seconds. And conversely, Retreat is the opposite. 25% more projectile damage if you've damaged an enemy with a melee hit in the last 8 seconds. You get what they're going for here, it's pretty obvious. Both have an additional
Yo,
restriction
Avid.
though, preventing
Hello.
the linked skills from doing the other type of damage. This is likely just to prevent issues with like hybrid skills, like Monk's Falling Thunder, for example, that have
They
both
really want
melee
to
and
chop
projectile
around. Yeah,
components.
this seems...
I didn't run into this at all.
I mean,
playing
I'm not
on actual
opposed to
Huntress.
playing a build that
The
is not
simplest
like a
and most
one-button
obvious
build, but
pairing
this
here is
seems
just
like...
Rolling Slash and Twister, right?
Damn.
They combo together nicely.
You press
They're
so much,
melee and
but do
ranged.
so little, at
That
least
said,
here.
The 8 seconds is pretty long, and you can even activate retreat
Yeah,
pretty
sure.
easily by
100%.
just using on mobility skills like
Just to
Thunder's
reiterate again, this is just like a overview video
lethal
for
disengage.
like
You
Act
disengage,
1,
you
right?
hit the target, that
So
gives
this
you 8
doesn't really
seconds
mean
of
anything,
time
but
on your damage scaling.
it's still
your
a-
projectile skill. Very nice. The next skill in that first tier of those level 1 gems is Explosive Spear, and this is one of my favorites. It throws a low damage spear that detonates after 2.5
Is it though? This is like Frost Bomb, right? Probably amazing in early... Sorry. Probably amazing in early game, but just having like something that detonates after how many seconds?
favorites. It throws a low damage
Like
spear
2
that
seconds?
detonates after 2.5 seconds. Really
like
powerful
useless
fire
in
damage
endgame.
explosion. Now you can only
Anything
have
that
one
has, like,
active
a
spear at
delayed
time,
explosion,
and you have to
a
wait for it to
static on the
detonate
ground,
before you throw another one.
useless
Otherwise
in
you'll
endgame.
override it and it'll never detonate. So there's some level of self-control.
But probably good for
that you
early
need to
game, right?
apply Here. That said, consuming a frenzy charge causes it to detonate instantly, leaving behind
Ah,
burning
okay.
the ground. Explosive spears,
okay.
explosion, whether it's
Never mind
with
then.
frenzy charge
Frenzy
or after
charge,
the delay, acts as a
instantly.
detonator, meaning that it can detonate other skills that we'll see later on, like Stormlance or Rapid Assault's stuck spearheads. Explosive Spear overall is very satisfying and effective.
Oh, this
The
is
limit on active
quite... This
spears
is a
and
little bit
longer
higher level. Wait, is that... Uncut Skill Gem level 11. Wait, what level range is that then? Is this maps? No. Right? No.
and effective. The limit on active spears and the longer detonation time actually means that you weave
Act
it in
6.
between your other skills and combine it
Yeah.
opportunistically. Whenever you
52,
find a parry
okay.
opportunity, you can disengage to make a frenzy charge, explosive spear for that burning ground and some nice damage, and then follow up
Should
with
have
whirling
ascendancy
slash or twisters
already?
to empower them with that added.
I think he has, right? Is it Amazon? Damn, this is like so much button
And
pressing.
combine it opportunistically. Whenever you find a parry opportunity, you can disengage to make a frenzy charge, explosive spear for that burning ground and some nice damage, and then follow up with whirling slash or twisters to empower them with that added fire damage. Most builds, I think, will use this for at least a while in Act 1. It's just a good leveling skill for that early portion of the game, if nothing else. But that said, it's
Where's my
definitely
Lightning
got full
Fury?
skill potential,
Yeah.
and it was one of the
I think
many
Lightning
skills I ended
Fury
up
is
using
gonna
in the
be,
elemental
like,
build that I fell into,
highest-
combined with Stormlance. For supports, you've got your
highest
obvious
level.
choices like Fire Imbuement and Primal Armament, Concentrated Effect or Magnified Effect if you want more area of effect, for example. And you can do things with Persistence or Despoiler for burning ground duration, of course, if you're using it mostly to buff your Whirlwinds or Twisters. The gem I liked the most, though, was Overabundance, which is +1 charge and 50% less duration. The duration doesn't actually affect the detonation time, which would obviously probably be a good thing, but that's okay. The extra charge, though,
Yeah, sure.
is excellent.
Like, this
It
is
means you
very-
can throw two
this is
down,
super
have
cool
two
to see.
explosions for a bit more coverage, and it makes it a little bit
But there
easier
is
to
a
not
grain of
accidentally
salt here,
override
yes.
yourself and still get those explosions for detonating. The only thing that is affected by the less duration is the burning ground, so it's not as good for applying that effect, but there's plenty of other ways to do that, if you're playing some kind of wind build and need ground effects. On to the level 3 skill gems. We'll start off with Lightning Spear, which I know a lot of people are excited for. This throws a Lightning Spear with a boosted chance to shock enemies.
Is this buff in the
effects.
corner?
Onto the
Is
left
that the
for
beast?
applying that
This one? Yeah, he probably has
effect, but there's
a...
plenty of other ways to do that, if you're playing some
Yeah, it
kind
died.
of wind build
It-
and need ground effects.
I think this
Onto
might
the
be,
level
like-
3 skill gems.
Where's the
We'll
beast
start
then?
off
Yeah,
with
I don't know.
Lightning Spear, which I know a lot of people are excited for. This
Oh,
throws a Lightning
Lightning
Spear
Spear.
with a boosted chance to shock enemies. The spear itself cannot pierce, fork, or chain or really do anything, but when it hits a target or a wall, it splits lightning bolts to enemies in a large area.
And it
Adding
does
more projectiles
absolutely
doesn't
no
affect that core
damage.
Spear, which is a running theme for these spear throws, but it does affect
That's
the
amazing,
split
though.
lightning
That's an
bolts
amazing
themselves,
one.
which are projectiles. The Frenzied Charge adds more splits and more damage overall, turning it into a bit of a
Yeah, that's an
piercing beast.
amazing... This
The
is gonna
splits have
be...
full lightning conversion as well, and even more chance to shock too, so particularly good for shocking there. It should be quite nice with Barrage, but I didn't really get much of a chance to test that. And the Innovate support is obviously a pretty good choice here to gain lightning damage on killing shocked enemies. To me, this felt less useful for leveling, though, than other options that I had access to, but I can definitely see this being a clear speed machine at endgame.
Yep.
Especially if you can keep a steady
It's Lightning
supply of frenzy
Fury.
charges going for those empowered
It's Lightning
splits.
Fury, so
Fangs of Frost is next
this is
up, a
probably
simple
gonna be the
icy
endgame
stab
clearing
attack
skill.
that has its own unique payoff on
Fangs of Frost. Perform an extended icy stab. Okay.
enemies. So when striking a parry debuffed enemy, it
What's the 30 charge he got? Did he ascend to Amazon? Is this like... Dude, what is this? As soon as I... As soon as I dare to go back or something, it's just... What? Hello?
But and the Innovate support is obviously a pretty good choice here to gain lightning damage on killing shocked enemies.
Yeah, what
Maybe
is this? He's gaining something here. Up
less
to 30.
useful for leveling, though, than other options that I had access to, but I can definitely
Where's the
see
beast,
this
by the
being
way?
a clear speed
There.
machine at endgame.
Right?
Especially if you can keep a steady supply of frenzy charges
one.
going for those empowered splits. Fangs of Frost is next up, a simple icy stab attack that has its own unique payoff on parried enemies. So when striking a parry debuffed enemy, it causes an icy explosion that leaves chilled ground. This means it can be used as an elemental ground source for wind skills, but I don't really think that's going to be the main use case for it here. Both the explosion and stab have 50% more freeze buildup, and the high damage on the explosion does make for some pretty solid freeze potential. By default, it's not stronger than regular spear stab for raw single target DPS, and I initially kind of wrote it off as not too useful as I wanted to use those parry debuffs to make frenzy charges. Why would I want to...
Is the beast even doing damage? Like, this seems like cosmetic.
But I did end up changing my mind on this skill completely later on. When I started getting frenzies from other sources, I found it much more useful overall. With the combat frenzy spirit skill, freezing enemies...
So yeah, this is the class is also... We didn't know this before. They did mention like frenzy charges, obviously, because they in the Amazon Ascendancy there is something about frenzy charges as well and combat charges. But it seems like this is like very heavily reliant on frenzy charges.
Easy frenzy charges.
He's trying his best,
this
yeah.
made it become a core skill in my eventual elemental spear throwing build. A quick poke on trash monsters is a near guaranteed freeze, and therefore a frenzy charge. Great. Much easier than trying to do a parry and disengage. And then when you do use parry for a tougher enemy, you can follow up with the Fangs of Frost for an even more higher chance of getting that freeze. And with decent supports like Cold Infusion,
Yeah,
and
we
Pursuit,
all
for
have
example,
less damage.
it became
I
a pretty
think
solid
that's
high
a
damage
sure
and
thing.
satisfying melee skill to weave in on an otherwise ranged playstyle that I was messing with. The next skill is Spear Field, which is a slightly unusual one that I initially penned as mostly a utility skill, but I think has some pretty strong potential. With Spear Field, you stab the ground and see many spears emerge from the ground in a cone. These spears will explode when enemies come into contact with them, so either when you summon them into an enemy, or if the enemy walks into them or is pushed into them. The spear explosions maim enemies with additional maim effect, slowing their movement speed considerably, and dealing a decent little chunk of damage. Nothing too crazy for single explosions,
yeah.
but obviously this is something that you can do more with and build up a bit. I did kind of write this one off initially, but then when I tried it again much later on, and again on a second run, I was focusing more on like a Bleed Fizz character, it did start to blow me away a little bit. You get a spear every 0.2 meters of space, so the way this skill works is more AoE equals more spears, but they don't cluster tighter if you use something like Concentrated Effect, for example. It has a maximum of 70 spears total, and they seem to start replacing after about 3 uses of the skill. So although the amount of spears you get per 0.2 meters of space is fixed, you can stack the spear fields on top of each other. So you can stack 3 on top of each other and get quite a bit more damage clustered for where a boss is going to be walking through, for example. So a bit of a hypothetical here. This is just some theory.
Yeah, I get what he's saying, but having like a skill that like the minefield
With
kind of
Concentrated
stuff,
Effect, you may be able to stack
I personally
more
just
and deal
never
more
like,
damage
because
in
you
the
kind of
same
rely
location,
on
because maybe you
enemies to step
are
into
getting
it,
less
right?
AoE,
I'd rather
which means less
just
spears are being
throw
kind of
myself.
put down per use of the skill. So that means maybe you could do 4 or 5 spear fields on top of each other for single target, you know, or you just spam them into the boss, deleting them as they spawn. Still, Concentrated Effect would be very good there for that.
Parry and hop
Quality
spear
is quite
field.
interesting in this as well. It has a chance for hazards to rearm, and I did see this kind of hazard keyword elsewhere on the passive skill tree, for example.
This hop in, look at this.
Any, like, be very good there for that. Quality is quite interesting in this as well. It has a chance for hazards to rearm, and I did see this kind of hazard keyword elsewhere on the passive skill tree, for example. Which it's basically any like damage dealing effect that's left behind from a skill. So basically this and Frost Wall. There's new passives in the Huntress area that affect hazards in various ways, such as rearm chance, and rearm chance for something like this is just a direct damage multiplier. 15% chance to rearm is 15% more
And
damage.
back to hopping.
It's effective against larger enemies and very effective against enemies that move around.
This
and
is
chase
gonna.
you.
This would give me like anxiety
to
to use this.
into more spears. So some knockback on the skill itself, or globally perhaps. It would probably take some investment, but could be interesting to look at. I actually think this is a super strong skill against the right types of enemies and built around correctly, in addition to providing some decent utility for slowing enemies down in ranged or bleed builds. Keep in mind that
The voice line for Huntress is gonna be, "I'm out of breath." I can't do this anymore.
a moving enemy gains bonus bleed damage, and if they're walking slower, they spend more time overall walking to get where they want to be. Speaking of bleed builds, the next skill is Rake, the last of the level 3 skills, and this is a bleed-themed mobility skill.
Yeah, I know. I'm just
forwards to a target if possible. It's got a moderate range.
I'm just
when
messing
targeted
around
on a specific enemy. Otherwise, it's just
This is campaign as well, and he's showing it off to us.
So what enemies you can reach to max range with it, but it's really zippy overall, and it can dash you around enemies, and it kind of path finds around obstacles really well too, to travel you really far sometimes. And that's good because it does up to 100% more damage based on the distance traveled. You're incentivized to use it to hit and run or as a gap closer after you like flip away with disengage, for example. Now it has a 100% chance to inflict a bleed and 100% more magnitude of bleed, in addition to that up to 100% more damage based on distance, so there's some decent bleed scaling going on here. It's got a somewhat low base attack damage, but all of those kind of multipliers put together mean that it ends up being a pretty good skill, if nothing else for clear, and surprisingly actually good for single target as like a hit.
The funniest thing about this one is like what they all put in here, like the whole hopping, like melee, ranged, hybrid, parrying, hopping in. Watch this in endgame. Like, call me again in 2 weeks when everyone's just using lightning spear and just
hit and run combined with some other skills.
Just
really
running into maps, just throwing one lightning spear and everything just explodes.
Rake, whirlwind, parry, disengage, and then rake again.
No one's parrying
like
shit.
Dash in, flip back combo. It was really fun. Obviously, brutality, heft, and deep cuts are going to be there for bleed damage. Cadence and martial tempo if you want to use it more for speed and maneuverability. And I actually stumbled upon Stomping Ground as a support for this, which is really fun. Rake moves so fast and there's kind of a lot of steps, so Stomping Ground adds a bunch of hits to make Rake a better single target and clear skill at the same time. You just gotta have to have a little bit of strength for the damage to be based on.
Triggers a shockwave when you take a step while using supported skills. Okay.
Leveling, but because
is that a new
on a bleed
one?
build you need
it is, right?
sports, you're going to have some strength anyway, and just with the strength I kind of needed from and got from some incidental gear, I found this combo was very strong. Definitely a cool combo. One to have a look at for sure. Since we're talking about bleed skills, it's time for the skill with the edgiest, sickest name of all time.
Herald of Blood.
Herald of Blood is, as name suggests, a new bleed-oriented herald skill, which means you get access to it at gem level 4, also known as gem level 10 after killing the King of the Mists. While active, killing an enemy that has experienced quote-unquote blood loss causes them to explode, dealing physical attack damage in an area. So blood loss is this new system where the total bleed damage on enemies can be tracked.
Another
and
bleed thing, yeah.
As this kind of like missing portion of life.
League of
You'll
Blood.
only see it whenever you have a skill or an effect that cares about blood loss in some way. So as soon as you put Herald of Blood on, you'll start seeing it on enemies. The explosion has some base physical damage, but the bulk of its damage is actually based on the total blood loss of the exploded enemy. It's 15% of the exploding enemy's blood loss total. So this is an unscalable value, which is typical for effects like this, since it's already effectively has been scaled by your damage in the first place via the actual bleed in the first place. A bit like Plague Bearer from Path of Exile 1 if you're familiar. What this means is that even just 1 point of bleed damage is enough to cause Herald of Blood to explode for a small amount of damage, regardless of whether the enemy actually dies to bleed or another hit or something else, just as long as they experience blood loss at some point, even if they've stopped bleeding entirely. But enemies that have had a lot of blood loss, say primarily dying to like a large bleed from Rake, for example, will cause some very chunky, high damage explosions.
Yeah,
as an added bonus, the
like bleed can be amazing for single target as well, right? So
deal its bonus damage,
and getting Herald of Blood for as a clearing skill for your bleed build is kind of nuts.
Clear that they desperately need. Although it's an attack and requires a martial weapon to equip and activate, it doesn't scale off of your weapon damage. So maybe you can do some clever things with that, perhaps. It's pretty satisfying and effective at even leveling a build that's not really focused on bleed and using Rake for mobility. It was great for AoE clear. You can of course support it as well. Just keep in mind that the blood loss damage is unscalable, so you mostly want to stick to things like magnify.
Which vid are we watching? Ziggy D just uploaded a video on new Huntress stuff.
Fight effect for
He
extra
is
area,
actually able. He was actually able to play the Huntress already,
or utility
and he's just
support
showing
for
off
them. Now, moving on to
some
skill
stuff
level
here.
5, we'll start with Rapid Assault. This skill performs 6 small stabs in a pretty fast sequence, and then a large final strike. It seemed like a partial lock-in skill to me, but I think you can interrupt between the 6 fast stabs and then the final large one if needed. But there is some kind of element to commitment to it. It's a skill that you want to use when you can kind of do so safely. The final strike is definitely the most important part of the skill, and it has pretty long range, which means it'll often connect even if you miss that first combo, which is nice. And that final strike is guaranteed to cause bleeding.
I know he's just showing this off, right? He's just showing this off, but what is this damage? Like,
bleeding and has a small knockback for a bit of bonus
talk to the hand.
bleed damage as well. Finally, that final strike.
Why the weakness part keeps moving?
In the target for up to 10 seconds, and you can have a total of 5 stuck spearheads in a target if you can do so quickly enough. The spearheads themselves don't do anything, but if they're hit by a detonator skill, they explode, dealing some extra damage in a small explosion. At gem level 5, it was 85% damage per explosion, so it's not a ton, but that does total to over 400% if you get all 5 in and then detonate them. So it makes it a decent final punch finisher. Mechanically, I think this works quite nicely. When the enemy is vulnerable, you hit them with a few rapid assaults. Then when they start moving again, you detonate the spearheads with an explosive spear or a thunderous leap. Depending on your build, you might be throwing detonators anyway, so that extra damage is just bound to happen as a bonus. When you kind of math out the small rapid hits, the big final hit, and then the potential detonations down the line, it does end up being quite good single target. The bleed does, however, seem kind of supplementary here with no real major bonus or like heavy hit from that final strike to, you know, to give it that extra punch that a bleed really needs. Overall, it's a solid single target skill that'll probably see use in a variety of builds, I expect, especially if they do have a detonator skill kind of already in their gameplay rotation. And of course, don't forget things like detonating arrow, explosive grenades, and explosive shot.
Herald of Bleed is a thing in the next patch, yes. New Herald, Herald of Blood.
And one of my other favorites alongside
Stormlands
Spear, which it happens to pair very nicely.
Oh, this is the one that sticks in the ground, right?
Stormlands sees you throw a spear that pierces enemies and lodges in the ground, where it then proceeds to intermittently zap nearby enemies with chaining bolts of lightning. You can have 3 active Stormlancers in the ground at any one time, zapping away, but you can only throw 1 spear at a time, so Scattershot is out, thankfully I think, but Barrage is an option. The stuck spears are detonatable, but they won't detonate by themselves. If they are hit by a detonator, such as Explosive Spear's Explosion, they'll rapidly fire out 16 bolts near instantly in a larger area before expiring. It's pretty chunky damage, especially with 3 of them stacked in one place.
I kind of decided I will be going Lich.
Have a frenzy charged version, and Stormlance is
most likely
different.
Lich.
When consuming a frenzy charge, Stormlance will fire bolts 4 times faster and detonate itself, causing
what the hell is happening here?
It's basically 3 skills in one: the basic AoE zaps, detonated mega zaps, and frenzy charge machine gun zaps with shocked ground. And they're all a little bit different in how they function. I love this skill and I just kept coming back to it. My primary elemental build on my first run through to the mid-50s or so was Stormlance and Explosive Spear, combined with Frenzy Charge generation from Sniper's Mark for single target, and Combat Frenzy otherwise. I used Electrocute support on this skill to convert the damage from Shock Chance to Electrocute to passively feed me Frenzy Charges, which worked quite well. And that's nice because the empowered version still causes shocked ground anyway, so you're not really missing out on anything there. Just
I mean, it looks cool.
I'd throw 1 or 2 Stormlancers, 1 or 2 explosives with the extra charge support, and then extra Stormlancers as the explosives started detonating to keep a continuous.
But this seems like a struggle and a half the whole time.
Empowered as frenzy charges.
He's just showing it off, right? He's just showing it off
as I went. It's safe to say that Stormlance is a hard recommend from me.
Big Hob?
Based on my first impressions, though I can
Big
see
Hob.
Lightning Spear outperforming it on pure clear speed, of
Big
course,
Hob.
but this is a nice combined
Big
AoE
Slam.
and single target skill. The final skill I did want to mention is Barrage. It's not technically a new
Cool
skill,
doesn't feed my
but it is
family.
available here on this line and has been reworked a little bit to have its functionality expanded to include thrown spear attacks in addition to bow attacks. This means that it doesn't work for Twister, which isn't a thrown spear on this line, and has been reworked a little
Damn.
bit to have its functionality
New
expanded
barrage?
to include thrown spear attacks in addition to
Damn.
bow attacks. This means that it doesn't work for Twister, which isn't a thrown spear. It's a projectile attack, but you don't
This
have
is
to throw the
probably
spear.
something
But it will
you'll-
for the rest of the thrown spears. If you're
You will
unfamiliar,
wanna
barrage
use
works
on
by
the
you cast a
storm
quick
spears,
spell
right?
That gives you a little
On
buff.
the-
That then empowers your next attack.
I keep
compatible
saying- I keep
to
wanna
have
say,
additional
Lightning
repeats,
Fury.
Basically, one thing to remember is that it also consumes frenzy charges to add additional repeats, and that's a good thing. But here in these builds, it may consume the frenzy charges that you intended to empower a spear throw instead. So it's not necessarily all upside there. Let's do a quick rundown on the functionality with the thrown spears as I see it. Explosive spear is bad with barrage because of the limited number of active explosive spears being 1 by default or 2 with the support.
Yeah,
Either
show
way, if you
Lightning
throw
Fury.
3, it's kind of wasted. You're better off just not barraging and throwing them.
Watch this
separately
be good
most
with
often.
Lightning
spear
Fury.
does seem good with barrage.
Yeah.
You use barrage as you're moving between packs of enemies to empower it, and then you unleash 3 lightning spears to clear a large area. Great.
Yeah,
I'm not
that's-
entirely
okay.
sure of the interaction with frenzy charges on the throw, as there was some inconsistencies here and there that were still being worked on.
Oh wait,
So we'll
there's
have to see
lightning
where that
spear and
lands
then the
once
other
the
lightning
developers have
spear, right?
finalized those mechanics.
Storm
Like, I'm not sure
throw
if
or
it takes 3
something?
frenzy charges to empower a full barrage, or if it's just 1 frenzy charge for the full barrage. Obviously, the latter would be much stronger there, but we'll have to wait and see how that pans out. Stormlance is a pretty good pairing with this too. With
Oh yeah,
limit of
Stormlance
active
is the one in
Stormlances
the
being
ground,
3,
okay.
You can barrage a set of 3 and then focus on using other skills for some nice front-loaded damage, so pretty good. As Glacial Lance was not playable in my test, I cannot comment on it. We'll have to wait and see for that one. Whirlwind Lance does seem like one of the best pairings. I didn't think to re-equip Barrage when I got it, unfortunately, to test. Sorry about that, but Barrage gives 3 projectiles, and that's an instant 3 stages with the whirlwinds that the Lance creates. That'll be in part 2, so we can look at that then. Overall, Barrage didn't feel mandatory, which I appreciate. I like that it just kind of felt like a potentially good option depending on the skill you're using. I ended up rotating it out for other skills long term, as there was a lot I wanted to use on the Huntress, and the slots were pretty tight, honestly, more so than ever before. I did not have enough skill slots, despite how many you actually get. I can see Barrage being a part of some setups based on more player preference than anything else, so that sounds pretty good. We'll see how it pans out. But that's it for part 1. In part 2, I'll cover the skills from level
When is
7,
part 2?
9, 11, and 13, as well as some of the Amazon Ascendancy skills and mechanics. We'll also take a look at Team Beast, but
Oh my
just as
God.
a heads up, I didn't get a chance to try the rower mount, so you'll have to wait till launch to see more on that. That's it for now. I'm Ziggy D, and thanks for watching.
When is part 2? Okay. Part 2 we watch tomorrow. Yes. Part 2 we watch tomorrow. Yes, yes, yes. So, since I think it's gonna be at least a few more hours for patch notes, let's go over the patch notes tomorrow. I will do a long prep stream tomorrow. We will go, most likely, we will go for the full witch leveling experience here. Long prep stream tomorrow. Hopefully we have patch notes by then. Hopefully we can go over everything. We can watch the part 2 of Ziggy D's video as well. So yeah, I'm gonna get some sleep now, so we can absolutely go crazy tomorrow for prep. And then even more crazy the day after tomorrow. Friday is gonna be crazy. I'm just gonna show it again on stream. In the Discord, if you are in the Discord, click interested here on the event here so you can participate on Friday. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy, crazy, crazy. I will stream probably the whole weekend. I will sleep like 2 or 3 hours or something for the whole weekend. So, yeah. Thank you all so much for being here for this very, very short stream. We're rating 100 grade. Amazing guy. He's doing a Lich prep as well. So, yeah. Say hi. See you. Bye-bye.